MemoryLab is a platform for people who train the major system or compete in memory sports. Quick context, major system is this old mnemonic where every digit maps to a consonant sound. So 0 becomes S or Z, 1 becomes T or D. You use it to turn numbers into words, and then words into images. 484 becomes river, but 485 becomes rival. But these defaults are really just provided as an example. The tool is for building your own system. Memory athletes use this to memorize decks of cards or hundreds of digits in a few minutes. It's wild. Here's a quick onboarding process. You pick your language, hopefully it's one of these, and then you have your digit letter mapping, where you define which digits map to which letters. You can have multiple different letters mapped to a single digit, but these letters obviously should not intersect. You can choose the mapping from one of the presets for your language, but if you already developed your major system, you can fill it with your own. And then, of course, the keywords. This defines which keyword or which image is used for every 3-digit number. Now, because I already have my own system in this Google spreadsheet, I can just copy from here and paste in this bulk edit and import section in the settings, and this will replace the defaults. And then I will use it for practicing spoken numbers or speed numbers events or just drilling it. But for the demonstration purposes, I will just use the default English one. Now, when you have your system ready and you want to be as fast as possible in memory sports, one thing that you have to practice is recognition, which is when you see a number and you have to name an image as quickly as possible. This is what drill is for. You see a number and then you have to recall the image that you are using as quickly as possible. So you press spacebar and you see the keyword for it. And the neat thing about this is, according to the letter mapping, the letters are highlighted in the keyword, which you can clearly see here. From here, if you don't like the image and you think it needs revisiting, you can just mark it as bad. You can mark it for revisit. And when you do this, on the main page, you then see images to revisit. So you can go to the entry page for 818 and pick one of these images or just come up with your own. Just click this pencil button, type whatever word or phrase you are using for this image. You can also type the description that will remind you how you actually memorize this image. You can type any associations, the smell, the size, the color, the texture, that will help you to remember this next time. Now, the drill workflow is keyboard driven, so you press right button to advance, and then you can press up to mark this image as hard. And when you do this, the score of this image or this keyword goes up, and you can lower it down instead. And the point is, of course, to practice the hardest images more. So in the sampling setting in the drill, you have an option to set up how words are picked. You have top hardest, which means that if you choose 10 cards to practice, they'll be guaranteed to be the hardest out of your entire set. Random option will ignore the score altogether, and weighted is the smart system, which tends to pick the hardest, but actually is random enough so that you don't have predictable order. Now, you can also practice custom range, where if you are just learning your major system, you can set up from 000 to 100. So you first master these, and then you proceed with other numbers. This option is really neat. If you flagged some images, then you can exclude it from the drill. So you can separately rework the flagged images while not interfering with your practicing session, because this can get really annoying if you already flagged some images for revisiting or improving. Then you can simply practice the rest of the images and flag them if needed. And the review status lets you drill the images that you never reviewed during these sessions. So you see that you only drilled 6 images, which guarantees that you will only drill images that you have never seen before in the practicing session. Now, once the session is complete, you can mark some images as easy or hard. You can mark images that need reworking so that they appear on the main page. And you can then restart the session and practice the rest of the words. Or you can go to spoken numbers. This spoken numbers trainer, as far as I'm concerned, is the most advanced and the most customizable spoken numbers trainer in the world of free software. You can select the number of digits, of course, and this converts into images. You can pick which images will be included in the samples, so you exclude the images that needs reworking because you are currently working on them and improving them, which leaves you with the rest of the images that are guaranteed to be not from this set. And you can even only practice the easy images that you marked as easy, so that while you are practicing spoken numbers as a separate event, it does not interfere with you learning your major system and adjusting. If you want to switch to a 2-digit system, you can do here as well. Interval between digits, and the voice collection includes all of these languages, plus the voice collection for each language. Let's see what happens during the actual session. Now, first of all, you are able to pause the stream, which is really convenient for individual training. So maybe if there is an image that you are not very comfortable with, you can review it here and then continue. Then you can already mark some images as needing to revisit. After the recall is completed, you can then see which images appeared during your memo session. That, of course, is something that I have never seen in other software. Now, there are some more features that I didn't mention in the video, so I encourage you to go ahead and discover them yourself. But the important thing is this is a demo application in early development stage that tends to satisfy the needs of top memory admins. So if you are one of these guys, I really want you to reach out to me and tell me which features are essential for practicing software like this one. The link to the software and the contact page is in the description. So happy practicing.